Welcome back to Clutter Fairy, where I help you get clutter free so that you can live stress free. I had no idea you guys would love my labels so much. It's so cute that you guys all kept asking. So today's a quick tutorial on not only how I made these, but other inexpensive ways that you can make cute labels for your area. There's two places that I love to check out labels, and one of them is Unexpected. Anytime I'm at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's, even the Dollar Tree, I will check out the table setting cards. You can get a pack of usually 40 or 50 of those. And yes, they fold like a little table tent, but I just cut off the back side of it. They're usually really pretty. They're inexpensive. I can usually find them for under $3, and that is a lot of labels that you would essentially be getting. When you consider that most of the time when you buy a pack of labels, there may be 12 to 18 labels per set. Getting the table setting cards for a pack of 40 or even 50 is a great buy. So don't be afraid of looking outside of the box. So let's talk about the labels that you can get at the dollar store. They have great selections there. Whether you go to your Dollar General, Dollar Tree, 99-cent store, check out the office stationery area because they almost always have labels in there, and you'll get an assortment of quantities in those. I know when I go to Daiso, it's interesting because they'll only come with about 6 labels a piece, but they are usually a higher quality. So one of my favorite ones lately, though, is this pack from the Dollar Tree. And what I like about this pack is they are adhesive, so this sticks off and it's perfectly clear. And the whole back is sticky, which I think is awesome because I can use this in the kitchen, on bathrooms, on small bins, in the garage. But then it's got a little pocket. I don't know if you could see, I can slide my finger inside of there. And it comes with these little index cards that you can write on or use your label maker with. And then it literally just slides right inside unless you're on camera, and then it doesn't want to slide. This is being very difficult because it wasn't stuck onto something. So as you could see, it just slides in. And what I love about that is once it's slid in all of the way, there's a little cutout right over here so that you can push it back out if you need to change it. And I like to be able to change my labels out. So this has been really good. I'll show you an application that I had it for in my garage. This was an old scrapbooking cabinet that I had that truly was not helping me to utilize and get access to my scrapbooks. So now I'm using it for tools. So these were the perfect label on here. I don't like things offset. I'm a very uniform, in the middle kind of girl. So this allowed me to label what's inside and find it. So this was a really good one. And if and when I change these out, you know, it's as simple as just pushing the end and then grabbing it, and then I can change it out. So let me know what you think of those. This was a pack that I also got at the Dollar Tree, and it had 3 different shapes per one. So there were 10 of each of this style labels. And this is actually what I used in my office the first time. And I love the look at them. They're a pretty shiny one, so when you write the ink on there, it pops out. This wasn't good for using your label maker because the whites are very different, so you'll see the label maker tape on here, but they looked very pretty. My only argument with these is they did not stick well in my garage. Now, my garage was hot and then it was cold and then it was damp, and you know, I think if it was used in a different place that they would work well. But because they are a little bit more flimsy, I would also recommend putting shipping tape over them, and that should alleviate any need for messing with them later. But that also does mean that you won't be able to change them out as easily. Another one that I have found that I like is off of Amazon. This was a roll for about $13, and these are actually dry erase labels, which I thought was super cool. So these would be great in the kitchen. You could use a dry erase marker, write what's on there, and then when you're not using it anymore, just wipe it off and you're good to go for updating in a kitchen. But there are so many different styles, there are different colors, different shapes. You could be whimsical and use an assortment in an area. For me personally, I love the look of these. I think they're super pretty. I've made them 3-dimensional, so let me show you how I did it. So I emailed some of you, but I decided to put it as a link inside this video. So you can just click that, save it to your computer, and do whatever you want with it. I made it as a Microsoft Word document. So if you're not really familiar with Word, I'll do my best to guide you through it. I'm sure if I were a whiz at doing creations of documents, I would be able to find a form that you could do. But for right now, I made this just as an editable document. And I will put in this clip right now to show you how I did it. Okay, here's my Microsoft Word template that I set up, and I just put a Word box over it. So if you're not familiar with Microsoft Word, don't worry about it. Just know that all you'll need to do is double click on the word and then type right over what you want. So you'll double click on the word and then type right over what you want. Now if you have 2 lines, then you'll see there's a little space above here. So double click on that upper space and drag down to select the words below. And then you can say miscellaneous stuff I want. And then over here, you can just highlight again and carry on about all of my stuff. So I hope this helps. After I highlight everything that I want on here, I will just go ahead and print it. So once you've put in the words that you want, I just printed mine on photo paper. I liked that it was glossy. I really liked how clean it looked. I don't know how much that'll pick up. But it's a very crisp print, and I was really happy with the way that looked. Also, putting it on photo paper gives it a little bit more weight to it, but you could print this out on regular paper if you wanted, or colored cardstock, whatever's going to fit what makes you happy. So the time-consuming part was cutting each one of those out, and I did take the time to do that. But if you have a Silhouette or Cricut, like I mentioned, you can just scan that in and let it cut it out, and that would be much, much faster. For the back of it, I just cut out on cardstock the shape that was slightly bigger. So I really just went 1 inch bigger than that, so it had a 1/2 inch of a black margin all the way around. And again, that took me maybe 40 minutes, but I had about 30 labels, so it didn't take long at all. The trick that I had was I used these little foam mounts. And again, I just get these at my dollar store. I've not found them to be an issue at all. They're just as good as the ones that you could get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They're just $1. So I love these. When I'm dealing with a small area, I'll even go so cheapskate as to slice it in half so that I'm getting 2 squares out of 1. So for example, on my rounded jars here, I put 1 at each end, but on the bigger ones, I just put 1 in the middle and called it a day. So with that, I took this, the backing, I put 1 foam sticker right in the middle, just like that. And then I took the white label, and after I cut it out, I just placed it right back on top of it. And to go one further step so I could really have that dimensions, I've got it on top, and you can see it's got that nice little distance between it, so it gives it a little bit of depth and shadowing. And then I put 1 more square on the back. You can't see this, but it's not coming off easy. So I put 1 on the back, and then I can stick that to whatever I want. It was that easy, you guys. Time consuming, meh. I think I did literally the whole thing between typing out what I wanted, cutting out the white pieces, cutting out the black pieces. I might have spent an hour and a half, but for me, I think the payoff was huge. And judging by the response that I got requesting how I did it, I think you liked it too. So if you try this out, let me know how it goes. If you use something else for labeling, I always love hearing what you guys use, what works. You are the most creative bunch, and I love seeing what your ideas are. So please let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe and notification button. Next week's video is going to be how to stay clutter-free. So please make sure you click those and you'll be notified as soon as I post. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Keep those comments coming and I will see you soon. Bye.